In this video, we're going to talk about something that stumps a lot of people, which is how we deal with ends when we don't have access to a wrong side in which to weave them in. It's a bit of a stumper. On the bright side, it's also fairly easy to deal with. So you would thread your end on a yarn needle, and then what you need to do first is secure it. If this is purely decorative, you can skip the knotting step, but I'm going to show you the knotting step. And if it is a toy, you definitely want to knot this. So you can see here between this row of stitches, gaping open rather nicely for demonstration purposes, is the running yarn that forms a nice looking ladder between our stitches. And I like to use that ladder as a place to disguise things because it is lower down than the V's of the stitches on either side. So I would scoop under one of those ladder running threads, make a loop. So I go under it again. Then I go through the loop I've made 2 times, and then I carefully and slowly pull that loop using my fingernails to make it as tight as possible, as close as possible to the surface. Now we want that to go inside the gnome, so I left myself a very short end, and that's popping off my yarn needle. So I'm going to bury it inside in the stuffing, but I'm just going to first note that if you have places where things are gapping, you can use your needle to kind of split through, let's say that you've got a bit of a ladder. If you were to use this and sort of go through it and kind of fill it up and plump it up a little bit, that is one way to deal with like a little bit of a gap or a hole or something like that. You can use ends as a way to do that. All right, so I've knotted it, I've fudged any bits I want to fudge, and now how do we deal with this, right? There's no wrong side. Well, we can just push it through to anywhere else. Depending on what you want, you can then push it through and do it again and end up somewhere else. Sometimes I like to kind of zigzag around inside the body of the gnome, depending on how I'm feeling about this. But basically you push it across, you pull it a little bit tight, and then you snip it nice and close to the surface of the fabric. And then by pulling it tight and snipping close, it pops in. And then that end just stays inside within the stuffing, hidden forever, and dealt with. Nice and simple. Hope that helps. Happy gnoming and happy dealing with those ends.